Clarity Clinical Solutions.
There are 4 phases of clinical trials, but what actually happens inside each one? In this video, we walk through the entire pipeline, from the first time a drug enters a human body to the moment it sits on a pharmacy shelf. Let us open the gates. A new medicine passes through 4 gates before reaching patients. Phase I tests safety in 20 to 80 healthy volunteers. Phase II asks, does the drug actually work in 100 to 500 patients? Phase III provides definitive proof in thousands of patients across dozens of countries. And Phase IV monitors safety in the real world for years after approval. The entire journey takes 10 to 15 years and costs over $1 billion per approved drug. Only about 12% of drugs that enter Phase I ever make it to patients. Phase I is called first in human. After years of lab research and animal studies, the drug enters a human being for the very first time. 20 to 80 healthy volunteers are carefully monitored in a hospital setting. The only question is safety, not whether the drug works. Approximately 70% of drugs pass Phase I and move forward. Phase I uses a technique called dose escalation. It starts with SAD, single ascending dose, where small groups receive one low dose. If safe, the next group gets a higher dose. Then comes MAD, multiple ascending dose, testing repeated doses. The goal is to find the MTD, maximum tolerated dose, the highest dose with acceptable side effects. This sets the dose for Phase II. Volunteers are under 24/7 medical monitoring with continuous ECG and frequent blood draws. Phase II is where the drug enters patient volunteers for the first time. 100 to 500 people who actually have the target condition receive the drug. The question shifts from is it safe to does it work? This is the bottleneck of drug development. Only about 33% of drugs pass Phase II. If 10 drugs enter, only 3 make it out. Phase II is divided into 2 parts. Phase IIa is a small pilot study to look for a signal of efficacy. Does the biological mechanism hold up in humans? Phase IIb is a larger, randomized double-blind study to find the optimal dose for Phase III. The go or no-go decision after Phase II is the most critical moment in drug development. A negative Phase II usually kills the entire program. Phase III is the definitive test. It enrolls 1,000 to 5,000 plus patients across dozens of hospitals and countries. The design is the gold standard, randomized, double-blind, and placebo-controlled. The new drug is compared directly to the current standard treatment. This phase costs $20 to $100 million per trial. About 50 to 60% succeed. Phase III is designed with 90% statistical power, meaning the trial has a 90% chance of detecting the drug's effect if it truly exists. Randomization eliminates selection bias by randomly assigning patients to drug or placebo. Double-blinding prevents expectation bias, neither the patient nor the doctor knows who gets what. Phase III takes 2 to 5 years, making it the longest and most expensive phase. If successful, the company files an NDA with the FDA. Even after a drug is approved, the research continues. Phase IV is post-marketing surveillance, monitoring thousands to millions of real-world patients over many years. Phase III trials might miss a side effect that occurs in only 1 in 5,000 patients. Phase IV catches it. The FDA Adverse Event Reporting System, FAERS, is always watching. Phase IV has led to some of the most famous drug withdrawals in history. Vioxx was approved for arthritis in 1999 but withdrawn in 2004 after a Phase IV study showed increased heart attack risk. An estimated 60,000 deaths were attributed to it. Fen-Phen was a weight loss drug withdrawn in 1997 after reports of valvular heart disease. These cases show why Phase IV never really ends. Between each phase, there is a go or no-go gate. The Data Safety Monitoring Board reviews safety data at every phase. If toxicity is unacceptable, the drug stops immediately. The drug must meet its primary efficacy endpoint. The end of Phase II meeting with the FDA is the most critical gate. They must agree on the Phase III design before it starts. And the sponsor must still see commercial viability. The pharmaceutical funnel is brutal. Out of 5,000 to 10,000 initial compounds screened, about 5 enter human testing. 3 pass Phase I. Only 1 or 2 make it through Phase II. About 1 reaches Phase III and gets approved. The total cost per approved drug, including all the failures that paid for it, is $1 to $2 billion. Each failure funds the knowledge that leads to the next success. Here is the complete timeline. Phase I takes 3 to 9 months in 20 to 80 subjects. Phase II takes 6 to 24 months in 100 to 500 patients. Phase III is the longest at 2 to 5 years with thousands of patients. Then the FDA reviews the application in 6 to 10 months. If approved, Phase IV surveillance continues for the entire life of the drug. Total journey, 10 to 15 years from discovery to your medicine cabinet. So here is what we learned. Phase I asks, is it safe? Phase II asks, does it work? Phase III proves it beyond doubt in thousands of patients. And Phase IV keeps watching even after approval. Every medicine you rely on passed through these 4 gates. The system is rigorous by design, because your safety depends on it. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. See you in the next video.